Now, yo, why did Mary Cosby have to drag Whitney Rose like that? Why did she drag the ever-loving life out of this girl? Ooh! Mary unleashed a fiery fury from the pits of Hades on Whitney Rose from the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. We're going to get into that. We finally get Robyn checking Gizelle. Oh, yes, indeed. We got that going on. Karen is spilling some behind the scenes tea about that apology that she gave Gizelle. You're going to want to stick around for that. And then we also got some tea on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Season 12 is loading, and we about to get into some things. Get ready for this. Mary said, if you come for me, I will send Jesus after you. Okay? But I don't know if the Lord liked it. We're going to get into that in just 1 second. Skye Squad, we are back in the building. It's your boy, DJRichieSkye, back with another video. Thank you so much for tuning in. I told y'all we got some things to talk about, and some things to talk about we will do. Let me know where you at in the chatterization. First things first. We got Lee Acres, Florida. Who else is in here? Cleveland, Ohio. Houston in the house. Kansas City. I see you, Philly. Atlanta, Georgia with the peaches. Come on now. London in the house. Hey, who else is in here? Who else in here? Okay, Uptown, DC. Hey, Chi-Town. What's going on? What's going on? Canada, Bowie, Jersey, Fresno, Chicago. Let's see, North Carolina, Bmore, Houston, Maryland, Virginia Beach, Queens, Tucson, Arizona. Okay. Somebody asked, did I forget about Love and Marriage Huntsville? No, I have not. I finally watched the episode last night, so I'm gonna do that in a separate video. Don't worry, it's coming. It's coming. That'll either be this afternoon or tomorrow morning, because you know the episode comes out tomorrow night. Who else we got in the place? Omaha, Detroit, Chicago, DC up in here. Okay, St. Louis. Y'all, let's go ahead and get down to the thing, because we got a whole lot to cover today. Okay. First things first on the menu is Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Guess what, y'all? Guess what, y'all? Guess who's coming back? Guess who's coming back in the mother freaking his naive? Okay, it's your girl Garcelle. She did confirm to Radar Online at the Abbey 16th annual Christmas event in September. She says this when asked about her return to season 12. She says that's the plan. The plan is to go back. So yes. Boom, Garcelle ain't going nowhere, okay? And we're going to hope that Sutton ain't going nowhere either, because without her, I don't think we would have had a season. Now, some other tea on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills is that the word on the curb is that they about to film the new season, season 12, at the end of October. So we got Mo Beverly Hills coming. Mo is on the way. I'm super excited about it, because let me tell y'all something. If y'all ain't been watching this season of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, it is all the way lit. Thanks to this Erica Jane drama and, you know, the rest of the ladies and how they're responding to it. It's just real interesting to watch. So if you haven't caught up on this season, baby, let me tell you, I'm going to need you to go back and rewatch, because it's been good from top to bottom, okay? Let's get into some other tea. It ain't really no tea. It's something I guess you can celebrate, right? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Your girl Candiace Dillard released her debut album, and she is having an album release party tomorrow night. Get the details right now.
Album drops Friday, tonight at midnight, and then Saturday, the 25th, I am hosting an album release party at Karma in DC, and it is hosted as well by Day in the District Events. So shout out to Day in the District. Go follow them. They put on really awesome parties, really fun parties. They're known for their fun parties, and we're partnering together to put you guys or to give you guys an album release party. So Day in the District, myself, DJ Trife, my dear friend, will be spinning the tunes, and the album drops Friday.
All right, y'all. So you heard it here first. In case you hadn't heard it before, Day in the District, Candiace Dillard, DJ Trife, one of my favorite DJs ever. Okay. So if you know DJ Trife and you know what he does, let me tell you something. It's going to be a party. I did happen to check out the album, and just to give you guys a little bit of a preview, it is heavy on the R&B. So if you are a fan of R&B music, this is something that you might like. You know, a lot of us may not like the things that Candiace says or does, but we can also respect the hustle and the grind that somebody is putting into their craft. And so for that, we do want to celebrate her for coming out with her debut album. Let me know in the chatterization if you happen to have checked it out. I checked it out this morning. It's pretty good, especially if you like R&B music. It's got some bangers on there, okay? Now, with that out of the way, y'all ready to get into this Mary Cosby business? Baby, y'all ain't ready. Y'all ain't ready. So let me tell you how it started. Let's get down to the biz naive. So Whitney was doing an interview with, I think, Housewives Nightcap. And one of the things they asked her in the video was about, you know, this alleged cult, okay? The culturization of Mary Cosby, okay? Alleged, all right? Let me say that, alleged, because, you know, the people. Whew. So anyway, Whitney says that Mary will not speak to her, okay? Mary will not speak to her at all. So she has no way of, you know, really conversing with Mary about whether or not this is a cult or not, okay? And so Mary apparently didn't caught wind of what Whitney had to say, and she ain't like it too much, okay? She ain't like it at all. So let's get into exactly how Mary Cosby dragged Whitney to within an inch of her life, okay? To within a complete inch of her life. Let's get into it. Here is what Mary had to say. And shout out to our friends over at Real Housewives Franchise on Instagram. Mary wrote this, okay? She's lying with a straight face, and she's also very RACIST. Take that one to Twitter, Whitney. Talk truth about you lie, and we have never been friends. You simply don't even understand friendships. But she said more. Whitney Rose needs to worry about the women she took advantage of in the ladies' room one night at the club. Talk about your truth, you liar. You're lying, and you know it. Now, I must state, these are allegations. And I had not heard these allegations before, but I'm like, what in the world? I don't know if God is pleased right now, Mary. And I'm going to tell you why I don't think he was pleased either in just 1 second. Okay. So then she says this. This girl is so hungry. How dare you speak on me? We are not friends and never will be. I don't even know what this is. She's so fake. I can't. You're such a liar, Whitney Rose. You know you don't talk to me with your bobblehead. Humble yourself. Did she say bobblehead? Not with your bobblehead. Then she said, humble yourself. Sit down. Be humble. Okay. Then she said this, Whitney Rose, I didn't know you will flat out lie. You're disturbing to me. You just lie on me. You know we don't talk. What do I have to talk to you about? You're not a friend to no one, especially me. Then she says this, Whitney Rose is the biggest liar. Everything she does, she is told to do. You need to stop lying on me because you're being the most with this season with your pole dancing mentality. You and I will never be friends. Why would I talk to a fake Whitney? Not the pole. She said the pole dancing mentality. Mary, what is going on with you down to the Salt Lake City? Come up out the closet, lady. It's fine. It's going to be okay. It's going to be all right. It's not that serious, okay? We're going to get it straight, okay? That's me talking to Mary, okay? She not here, but if I could say that to her, that's what I would say. But she wasn't done yet. She says this, Whitney Rose, you are the biggest liar. Who put you into this? We know everything you do, you are told. No, we don't talk. You're fake, so fake, I can't even. Real people will see right through you. Leave me alone. You don't want to get me started. I can promise you that, liar. Oh, she wasn't done yet either. She said Whitney Rose is being so hungry with her lying self. She knows she is not that girl who puts a fire out. She can't put her own fire out. Yes, she's racist. I said it, racist like her cousin. She's talking like she knows me. She has no backbone. She's not real, so fake, I can't. Now, wait a minute. Father God in heaven, help us. It's a different world says, how's she going to call someone a bobblehead? I don't think Jesus rolled like that. Okay. This somebody. Let me tell y'all something. Thank you for the super chat. It's a different world. Let me tell y'all something. Let me come back on the line real quick. Now listen. She didn't call her a bobblehead. Got the pole dancing mentality. she got the spirit of the pole dance, y'all. She got the spirit of the pole dance. Okay, up on her. All right. So we're gonna work on that. We're gonna pray on that spirit of the pole dancing mentality. And so. And then she didn't call her, and I'm assuming by her cousin she meant Heather, okay? Because I thought I remember her calling her out one time before in the past month or so, her calling out Heather. Now she done called out Whitney for her pole dancing spirits. And so let me tell you why I feel like God was not pleased with that. Let me take y'all to the Twitter now, okay? So when I went over to the Twitter to try to find Mary's Twitter page, this is what I see. The page don't exist no more. Mary, what happened? Who took it down? She said she just set fire to the internet, and then she said, bye, I'm out, okay? I ain't never seen such. Let me say this. I liked me some Miss Mary. I do. I really do. I think she is very misunderstood. But let me tell you something. By reading these tweets, I never would have known she was a pastor. Never would have known it. Not a day into my life. Never would have known it. Okay? I never would have known it. At all. Wouldn't have known. Who knew? Okay? Did the Twitter people, did they shut her out? Is that what happened? Somebody took a phone. Somebody did take a phone. Listen, I understand that pastors and preachers are human too. But at the end of the day, let me say something like, let me come back on the camera for this one. Okay, I don't expect perfection from my pastors and my preachers and my church, the church board, okay, my deacons and my ushers, okay? I don't expect perfection from them, but I do expect for them to have the wherewithal to understand how to respond to an issue on social media. Now, I get it. She probably is pushed to the point of breaking with people calling her church a cult. I get it. I get that. But in my mind, she's too old, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean, just age and maturity. I'm sometimes equating those two things. I'm hoping that at this age, she would be able to think about what she's saying on the Twitter streets, okay? And how that could reflect on what she's trying to do with her church life. That's it. You know what I'm saying? I understand it. People are going to say something about you all the time. People write negative comments, on my videos all the time. And then they'll post them on Instagram. You know what I don't do anymore? I don't respond to that. Because at the end of the day, what is it going to do for me? You know what I'm saying? That's that. Is she going to stop preaching because Whitney said this? Or because it was said on the show? It's highly likely not. So you got to recognize, like, I got to think about my career beyond housewives. What am I going to do? How am I going to lead this flock of people that I have been, quote, chosen to lead? Okay. I can't be a good leader if I'm getting down in the mud. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's not that I expect perfection, but I mean, I do expect for you to be smarter than that. Okay. Because to me, this wasn't smart. That response was not smart. It was emotional, yes. And I understand having that gut reaction. But even if you have a gut reaction to something, go tell it get down on your knees and pray about it, okay? Go to the church house and pray on it, right? Because that's what you're gonna tell me to do if I come to you. No, that's what I think. The Amber Smoke says, I love watching all the bloggers since quarantine. Keep up the great work, you guys. It's just as good as the TV. Love you, Richie. Listen, and as I say this and we talk about it, we add a little bit of humor to what we're talking about, because at the end of the day, I don't want to see no harm come to none of these people, right? But when they do something that's out of pocket like this, we got to talk about it, right? We got to talk about it. And that was very out of pocket for me, for Mary. You know what I mean? Because listen, if she is a pastor, I want her to do better and be better, right? Save it for the show. You want to go off on Whitney? Wait till the reunion, okay? But that is something I would expect from like a Jen Shaw. I definitely wouldn't expect it from Mary. But here we are. We have it right now in posterity for all the world to see, okay? Sweet Tea Shelby says, Mary sounds like she was drinking some unholy water. She was thirsty. Thank you for that super chat. JMW says Mary and Jim both saying the cousins are racist. That's kind of big. Now that's the other thing I was gonna say is this is not the first time the R word has come up with relation to Heather, and now it is being extended to Whitney by two different cast members, and both of those cast members happen to be women of color, which is very, very interesting to me. I mean, I would hope it's not true, because I actually do really like Heather and I actually like Whitney. But I'm not part of the cast. I don't live in Salt Lake City, so I don't know where it's coming from. But we do know that two cast members have basically come out and either co-signed that thought in some way, shape, or form, or outright said it. So it leads me to wonder, what's going on in Salt Lake? Okay. But we do have a follow-up from Whitney, just so you guys know, okay? Whitney has responded to the drama, to the chaos, and she says this, and thanks again to our friends over at the Real Housewives franchise. It was just easier to put all these things together in one thing, and so they just really made it simple for us to do. But Whitney has responded to the drama and the chaos, and this is what she had to say. She says, I don't respond to crazy or baseless accusations. I really hope we can all try a little harder to lead with love. # Real Housewives of Salt Lake City at Bravo TV. Okay. Interesting that she tagged Bravo TV in that, because what I want to say is this. I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. If I had an issue with my cast member and my cast member was saying some disparaging stuff about me, I'm gonna tag Bravo TV too. Because at the end of the day, I mean, it would be the smarter play for you to alert the people in charge to the person that's going off on you and saying these things about you and making allegations about you. It would be better to handle it this way, the way that Whitney is handling it right now, and then save it for the show versus doing it on social media where you don't get paid for any of the shade. Okay. That to me is my thought. You don't get paid for the shade on Twitter. You're not. It does not pay the bills. It doesn't pay in the long run. And people always lose when they get into these battles from reality TV shows. It does not do them any good to continue to fight on Twitter. It don't. It's not paying. The shade is not paying. So to me, Whitney took the right way, but we're gonna have to see what happened. And then I wonder if, did Mary delete that after Whitney had posted that? And now somebody had gotten a hold to Mary and said, look, girl, this is too much. This is too much for our network. You got to take that down. Okay. And then she took the whole thing down. I tell you, it's going down in the Salt Lake City. And I'm trying to figure out what led to this, because in the first episode, you see Mary and Heather and Whitney and Meredith all sitting down, having a little ponderosa, and they talking about Jen. So I need to know what happened. Moving on. Okay. Y'all want this Karen Hugo tea? Let me give y'all this Karen Hugo tea, because I thought it was juicy, but you might not. I want to know what y'all think. Let's get into it. So Karen did an interview with Entertainment Weekly. It was an Instagram live, and I didn't happen to catch it. So it may be still on the Instagram Weekly live page, but I'm getting this tea from Reality Blurb. I'll put all the links for all of these things down in the description, so you guys will have that information. Okay. So here's the tea on that situation. All right. So this is what Karen said about the apology that she gave her. And I titled it Behind the Scenes Tea because it wasn't shown and it wasn't very clear. And let me hop on the screen for this. in the episode, when we see Karen apologize, we think that Karen is apologizing to Gizelle about the things that she had either brought up at the reunion or asked about Jamal as it relates to her family, right? To Gizelle's family, because Gizelle said that her family was hurt behind whatever Karen did. And, you know, Karen wanted to apologize for that. So when we watched the episode, at least I did, I thought that Karen was apologizing for the Jamal situation. But Karen said, no, ma'am, I was not apologizing for the Jamal situation. Here's what she said. She says, I thought she was going to ask me for an apology about their father, Jamal. Here's some tea, and it didn't make production. She says, the apology that I gave Gizelle and her daughters was for Sherman, not Jamal. Okay. Because Gizelle was apparently blaming Karen for her breakup with Sherman. Now, listen, let's take it back. Y'all remember Sherman, right? So Gizelle was dating Sherman. I cannot remember. I think it was just season 2 or season 3 and exactly how it went down. But Gizelle was dating Sherman. She was out in the winery feeding him some grapes at one point in time or whatever. And then the relationship just kind of seemed to fizzle out. There was a Sherman's ex-wife was brought into the scene as well. And there were some things that were released about Sherman at the time. I don't remember everything about it that was released. And I don't want to talk about it because I don't know what his situation is, and I'm not trying to bring that back up for him to relive that or whatever. And I don't know him personally, but the thing about it is, Karen was taking ownership of that situation versus the Jamal situation, and apparently that's what Karen was apologizing for. They said in the article, Karen actually apologized for hurting her co-star's children by speaking negatively about yet another one of Gizelle's exes, Sherman Douglas. I don't understand why she would need to be apologizing about Sherman and why the kids would be so upset about what happened with Sherman. It seemed like, if anything, the kids might have been more upset about what was said about Jamal. But then this is what Karen also said. She says, so there is no apology on my behalf for the reunion or for my line of questions about Jamal. So she is not apologizing in any way, shape, or form about Jamal. It was Sherman. And you're right. That was so long ago, okay? But it was also long ago, okay, that I forgot about that. It was also a long time ago that apparently, Karen that Gizelle made the reference about, Ray will be, he won't be here before this face begins to fade or something like that. That's what she said in the episode. That was a long time ago as well. Now, let's take it a step further. Let's see here what they say. Oh, Karen says that she's not powerful enough to have caused Gizelle and Sherman split, but she still feels her apology was still warranted because she hurt her co-star's daughters by speaking poorly about Sherman. I mean, unless the girls were like so close to Sherman, I can't really understand that. Like, what does that have to do with her daughters and Sherman? I don't make the connection there. So it's very difficult for me to understand what that means or why the daughters might have been so affected by what was said about Sherman. But I will say that now that Karen has seen the episodes, she realized that Gizelle also made other comments about Death and Ray and Karen. Okay. Because when she said something to the effect when Mia told her that Karen wanted an apology, I think Gizelle said something like they would both be dead before I make that apology. again, I hate to even say stuff like that because I don't like to speak that type of language about anything or anybody. But in order to convey the story, I have to give you what was said. So then this is what, oh yeah, she said verbatim, Karen will be dead before I apologize. She and Ray both will be dead before I apologize. So then Karen says this in an interview. Gizelle doubles down on the death comment, which is her problem, not mine. But to not only double down, but to lump me into it, that was way too much. And she says if she had known about Gizelle's latest death threat, then that would have changed the whole dynamic of the season. And she says maybe it's a blessing that she didn't know, because at the time she tried to move and carry herself in good faith. But she didn't know what Gizelle had been saying about her at that point. She only found out when she watched the episodes. So this is crazy. This reunion, which is filming in a couple of weeks, is about to be lit. It's about to be lit. Let's see here. The last thing that I want to talk about, right? I'm using the word that she used. Okay, it's right here in the article. That's the word that she used. Threat. So I don't know. Again, links will be in the description down below. The last thing, okay? The last thing. We got Robyn checking Gizelle. Here we go. So let me set the scene for you. In the episode, you guys can watch the previews for this on BravoTV.com. I will place both links in the description because it's really 2 clips. The first clip is of the first 6 minutes of the new episode, and we see Gizelle going through some renovations for her home. Now, you know, the home, it looks like she's having a foyer added to the home, and they're having their event for their Reasonably Shady podcast. But they're inviting all the ladies, and they're going to do it outside of the house. Now, I don't know why she would want to have an event outside the home. Actually, I do. I feel like she's trying to have this event outside of her home because she don't really want them girls to come in her house and critique her house. You know what I'm saying? Because she know that everybody going to feel like, you know, her taste is, you know, less than stellar, right? So she don't want the people in her house commenting about it. So what she tells Robyn is on the phone as they prepping for it, she's like, yo, like, I don't want Karen and Wendy inside my house to even use the bathroom. They got to use the bathroom someplace else. So Robyn is like, I'm not co-signing that. She was like, I'm not doing that. That's not cool. You know, if you guys have supposedly made up and you're starting with a fresh slate, then you got to treat her, Robyn, Wendy and Karen just like you're going to treat everybody else. You can at least let these girls go use the bathroom. You know what I'm saying? And Gizelle finally, you know, she finally says, okay, you know what, Robyn, you're right. Because the last thing that I need them saying is they made me wet my pants. And then she goes on to say, and you know, Karen is old enough that she needs to be wearing Depends or something to that effect. That's what she said. Okay. So she won't even gonna let them ladies in the house to use the bathroom. Why have an event at your house if A, you're gonna make them sit outside in the construction zone, and then 2, you don't even want these ladies to come inside because you scared they're gonna talk about your house, and then 3, you ain't even gonna let 2 of them use the bathroom. Okay, what they supposed to do? Pop a squat in the woods? It's like, come on now. Come on. Be serious now. And so this is one of those rare instances where we see Robyn step up to the plate and actually put her foot down and say, no, Gizelle, like that's not cool. We're not gonna do that. I'm not having an event if at your place with you like that, if these ladies can't come inside and at least use the bathroom. Okay. Can you imagine if somebody told me I couldn't come inside and use that bathroom and I had to go outside in the woods? I would leave. I wouldn't stay for that, especially when you got me sitting in the construction zone. What kind of sense does that make? So thankfully we have Robyn talking some sense into our girl Gizelle. Okay. And we know Gizelle was just being shady, but at the end of the day, thankfully Robyn put her foot down. Okay. So CCF Freak says, was this to her or in the confessional? No, Robyn is actually on the phone with her basically telling her that's not cool. We're not going to do that. You can't make them go into the bushes and use the bathroom. I'm not going to be a part of that. But then she also in her confessional says she can't co-sign that as well. So it was both ways. She did say it technically to her face, but on the phone. But yes, she did. So, and they're going to address it at the actual event that you guys see pictured here. They're going to address the fact that they had that moment, before the party starts. And then, Gizelle is going to let them know that she wasn't going to let Karen or Wendy use the bathroom in her home. Okay. So yeah, that's the sneak peek for this week, y'all. We had a lot to get through today. I told y'all we had a whole lot to get through. I was actually going to do a pre-record of this video, but I was like, no, I'm going to do it live because I was like, I cannot rush through this. I could not rush through Miss Mary's, fiery tweets. You know what I'm saying? I had to give you guys that as though I was reading it aloud for the very first time. I had to we had to give you a dramatic interpretation. You know what I'm saying? It was too crazy not to. Meanwhile, I know y'all, I got to do this Love and Marriage Huntsville review. I'm going to do it. I watched the episode last night, got my notes and everything already. So either that's going to come in a couple of hours, I need to eat some lunch, or it will become tomorrow around 11 a.m. One of the two. So it's going to come one of the two ways. Because I know I got to talk about it before we go into this weekend's episode, because I know so much is going on. And I'm so annoyed right now with Martell and Melody, but we're going to get into that when it's time for the review. So stick around for that. If you guys have not decided to join the texting community, please do so. The texting community number is right here. That will let you know every time a new video drops. You guys can actually text that number and text Richie IRL for my personal channel. I'm trying to do some motivational stuff over there, some business stuff over there, some travel stuff over there. So if you like that kind of stuff, I'm a little bit more calm on that channel, to be quite honest with you. And if you like a calm Richie, then definitely check that out as well. Video links for that will be in the description down below. All topic links, all sources will be in the description below so that you guys can go back and read that. Listen. It's a lot going on right now. It's a lot going on. And I'm thankful. I'm thankful for it because it's just keeping me amused on a day-to-day basis. And when I'm amused, I hope y'all be amused too. With that being said, I want y'all to know I love y'all. It's Friday. Happy Friday. Go out and do something for yourself today. Tell somebody else you love them. Spread that energy like wildfire. Spread it like Mary was spreading the gospel on Twitter last night. Just spread it everywhere. Spread it low and spread it wide. You know what I'm saying? With that being said, we will get you in the next video, y'all.